How do I know when I have finished editing a photo? It's taking forever. Sorry, I forgot 2 important things. Hi, Rick here. Sorry for popping up on a Friday, but there are 2 things that I forgot to say in episode 128 of the Photography Explained podcast. I will be quick, I promise. Here are those 2 things. Firstly, what made me change? How did I go from taking forever editing photos to being a Lightroom ninja? Well, I was writing an email to my email subscribers. And if you want to know more, check out my website, rickmcavoyphotography.com. As I was saying, I was writing about this episode of my podcast, and I wrote this without really thinking about it. See, I used to spend forever editing photos. Well, not forever, obviously, but sometimes it felt like it. I used to dread editing photos as I didn't know what the end point actually was. There was always more that could be done. And my photos got worse for this. I overdid things, making my photos worse, and that made me more unhappy and frustrated. And the bit that I didn't mention in the podcast was this. Here is the moment. It was when I had to get photos from a shoot to a client super quick that things changed. Oh no, why did I not mention this in the podcast episode? I'm fixing that now. This was my turning point. I did a shoot on a massive construction site in Portsmouth, and it was for an advertising agent who were working for Rockwool, no less. Yep, a major construction product supplier of the real major type. So the shoot was at 2 p.m. one afternoon, and they needed the edited images at 8 a.m. the next morning. Yep, 8 a.m. the next morning. I got home, I explained the situation to Mrs. M, my lovely wife, and got to work. And guess what? 2 hours later, the photos were electronically issued. That's 2 hours, start to finish. That was my lightbulb moment. Up to this point, I'd got this all wrong. The photos were just fine, and they were done in half the time that I would have taken if I'd been given it. I'm saying half the time. I don't know, I could have spent a long time on those because it was a job I was really into. And that's another interesting thing that comes out of this. You know, there's a law that says that the time taken to do a job, easy for me to say, expands to fill the time available. And conversely, if you've only got an hour, you'll get it done, and it'll probably be good enough. So, just some good stuff to think about there. So that was the first thing, and there was one other thing that I thought as soon as I'd finished editing the podcast episode. Did I actually finish off the how do I know when I've finished editing a photo question? I told you something that you can do, but there is a little more, so I don't think I did, so let me address that right now. If you tried the 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute and take as long as you want thing, which I hope you have, what are you actually looking for? Well, you're looking for this. You're looking to see if you're happy with the photo that you edited in 1 minute, or 2, or 5. That doesn't matter. It's not the number that matters. It's the fact that you're thinking about this and seeing that there's only so much you can do with the photo. And that if you can edit a photo in 1, 2 or 5 minutes that you're happy with, then great. Sorry, I put far too many commas in that sentence for dramatic effect. I know that the time spent will depend on your experience, not only in editing, but also experience in photography in general. But hopefully this will help you get from where I was. That's the dread of editing photos as they take forever. This helps to take away the unknown, and it gives you something to think about. So let's get back to that question one last time. How do I know when I've finished editing a photo? Right, look at the photo you've spent unlimited time on, and compare that to the one done in less than 5 minutes. Now, I mean, really look at them and compare them. Which do you prefer? Which did you enjoy editing? Did you hate the time pressure, or did the time pressure help you create a better photo? Or an equal standard, an equal quality photo, but in less time? Yeah, do the same with the other photos, the 1 minute, the 2 minute. But you do need to give yourself some time and think about this. Spend this time this once and take what you learn from it going forwards. It will save you time and it will help you. Obviously, it's down to you what you want to get out of your photography and what you enjoy doing. If your thing's playing around editing photos all day long, that's great, but there might come a time when you need to get some photos done quickly, which is exactly what happened to me. There's no right or wrong answers to this. I just want you to be aware that you don't have to spend forever editing a photo. And don't forget, you don't have to edit every photo. Okay, I'm done again. Thanks for letting me complete this episode, and hopefully you will join me for episode 129, How I Save Time Editing Photos, 11 Top Tips just for you. Now, I have to say this is a good episode. Well, I would say that, wouldn't I? Okay, I'm done. Have a great weekend. I've been Rick McAvoy. Take care, stay safe. Cheers from me, Rick.